Called a lifesaver after he dislodged a piece of candy from his little cousin's throat.
Yeah, Timothy Prather and his cousin Connor were at the rodeo Saturday when the 3-year-old started choking on a lifesaver. Prather's grandparents, they tried to help, but their efforts were not working. That's when little Timothy remembered a poster at school showing the Heimlich maneuver.
Our mama had him upside down and our papa was patting his back, so that's how I knew something was wrong. I took him, then I started pushing on his stomach, like this.
Wow, news of Timothy's heroics were the talk of his elementary school. His teacher, who put the choking poster in the lunchroom, said that she always hoped that students would pay attention to it and maybe someday save a life. And that's certainly what happened. Way to go.
Yeah, Mama and Papa, very, very proud of you.
Yes, without a doubt. Yes, without a doubt.
All right, that's it for Channel 2 News at 4.
The news at 5 begins in 60 seconds. Don't go away.
Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News at 5.
He is a registered sex offender who did time in prison for the attempted sexual assault of a child.
But when David Ocampo was brought back before a judge for allegedly violating the terms of his release, a judge decided to give him a $2,000 bond.
That decision has victims' rights advocates furious. Our senior reporter Phil Archer is live tonight with that story. Phil?
Yeah, this is another skirmish over criminal bonds, over what's fair for defendants versus what's needed to ensure public safety. This time it concerns a felony sex offender who prosecutors and victims' rights advocates say should have gotten a high bond, but didn't. 22-year-old David Ocampo served 3 years in prison for the attempted sexual assault of a child. And when he was released last October, he was required to register his address as a sex offender. But according to investigators, Ocampo lied about where he was actually living, lied to Pasadena police, who originally arrested him, to the Houston Police Department, and to the Texas Department of Public Safety.
Mr. David Ocampo.
When he was arrested and brought before a magistrate this morning, charged with failure to comply as a sex offender, the prosecutor asked for the maximum bond.
Judge, I'm asking for $5,000 bond, but given the fact that he provided material false information on an official public record with the Department of Public Safety, and based on the nature of the offense and his history, I am opposed to a personal bond.
Ocampo's public defense counsel, though, countered, asking for either an unpaid personal recognizance bond or a $2,000 paid bond, which required Ocampo to put up $200 to go free.
Can you make $2,000?
We can call it $200.
Mr. Ocampo, I'll set your bond in the amount of $2,000.
Victim rights advocate Andy Kahn says given Ocampo's record, he should have gotten the higher bond.
I don't see how this is in the best public interest to have such a low bond of a guy who's pretty much thumbed his nose that he's not going to comply with any rules and conditions.
We tried to call Judge Castro for comment, but were unable to make contact with him. Mr. Ocampo is currently facing a third-degree felony for failure to comply. He posted bond this morning, but at last check, according to jail records, still has not been released. Reporting live downtown, I'm Phil Archer, KPRC Channel 2 News.
Phil, thank you. Breaking right now, the all-clear has been given at Lone Star College in Kingwood several hours after multiple police agencies swarmed the school on the report of a shooter.
What happened is that somebody thought they might have heard gunfire near the school, but police didn't find any evidence of that. Now, the campus on Kingwood, as we see on this map, is near the East Tex Freeway, and all classes for the rest of the evening have been canceled.
Our Roseanne Aragon is live on the scene with more details now. Roseanne?
That's right. That all clear came around 4:30 after hours of investigation as law enforcement officials looked into every room of 9 buildings and multiple floors of each building. The threat, though, they say was credible and came from a student who thought they heard sounds of shots fired. This is what we know. You can take a look behind me. That presence has gone down since then. The Lone Star Kingwood campus today is closed for the remainder of the day after a nerve-wracking alert. A report of shots fired came around 1:30 this afternoon. The alert was issued a minute later, and law enforcement officials arrived just 2 minutes after that. The nearly 4,000 students and staff were alerted to stay in classrooms and lock the door. Houston police, Harris County Sheriff's deputies, and Lone Star College police responded. The findings, no evidence of any shooting or active shooter. 2 students, though, suffered from a panic and anxiety attack. One of those students went to the hospital for that. No one else was injured. As you can imagine, students tell me it was a very scary day. I spoke with a mother and a student who say they are happy to be reunited.
I definitely did consider the fact that I might not be able to go home today. And, you know, that did hit me.
Not knowing what's happening, not being sure. Like, that's the only scary part about it. Like, not knowing where your son is for sure, if he's okay.
Now, law enforcement confirmed that there is no alarm for any outstanding threat. The school is now open to students and parents, though the school is closed for the remainder of the day. Reporting live from Kingwood, Roseanne Aragon, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Roseanne. A major development to tell you about in last week's deadly explosion up in northwest Harris County. Harris County officials have announced they are suing Watson Grinding and Manufacturing. They claim the company violated the Clean Air Act by emitting pollutants into the air at the time of that blast.
Meanwhile, an employee of Watson Grinding and Manufacturing is also suing that company. He was driving to work when the blast happened, and he says the force of the explosion sent his truck flying and left him with serious injuries. 2 of his colleagues were killed in Friday's blast. Channel 2's Marianne Martinez is live near the facility with new details now. Marianne?
Well, hello. In that first lawsuit of the former employee, Sean Rangel says he saw many chemical leaks in his 6 years here with Watson Grinding and Manufacturing. And of course, in that second lawsuit with Harris County, they say they are suing on behalf of the citizens of this county. The last thing Sean Rangel saw as he pulled into work and an explosion went off was his friend and co-worker Frank Flores. Flores is one of 2 Watson employees killed in Friday's blast.
There was no looking for him. I knew if the wall is made out of concrete and it's not there, I knew he wouldn't have been there.
Rangel, a Watson Manufacturing employee for the last 6 years, believes he survived because he was inside his truck. Now he fears he will lose his vision and his hearing.
My head's pounding. I can't sleep. I see Frankie every time I close my eyes, and I think that could have been me with him.
The former employee is now making explosive claims that he saw chemical leaks at the plant before.
They would just get some kind of sealer to patch it. They would never try to cut the whole pipe. They wouldn't shut the system down to replace the whole pipe. They would just patch it so we could keep on running.
The lawsuits against Watson are piling up. Today, Harris County also sued. Earlier today, a court hearing allowed a temporary restraining order so lawyers can preserve evidence. We also reached out to Watson on behalf of these claims made by Rangel. Watson, or a spokesman for Watson, says they are not commenting on any pending litigation, but they did confirm that all Watson employees are being paid 80% of their salary for the next 90 days. Reporting live from Northwest Harris County, Marianne Martinez, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Marianne. Live look now over southwest Houston this evening, cloudy and cool.
Yes, but as we cruise into the weekend, Frank is tracking the return of some sunshine.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that, Frank.
You know, if you like what you see now, good for you, because we're going to have it all evening. It's not going to change much, but there are changes this evening. Not a lot. Right now, temperatures have topped out at 56, 55, 58 degrees down in Galveston, and haven't changed a whole lot all afternoon. Low 50s, Conroe, Cleveland, 54 in Houston, 57 in Galveston, 56 down in Lake Jackson right now. This high, bringing in this easterly and northeasterly flow of cooler air, meeting this warmer air coming in from Mexico. And so the two together have kept that cloud cover in place. What I have circled there is Friday's sprinkler, if you will. We're going to continue to see at least some chance for a little bit this evening. But I tell you, what we've seen so far today has been less than 1/10 of an inch, if even that. I think a lot of this evaporated before it even reached the ground. The same thing's going to happen with what you see on that futurecast into Friday morning. It's looking fairly solid. I think we're going to see some nice weather. So jacket weather for sure. Maybe a sprinkle, but a big warming trend as we head into the weekend. That forecast is coming up.
Sounds good, Frank. Thank you. Houston police arrested several bank robbery suspects in southwest Houston this afternoon. Police say they robbed the Wood Forest Bank inside the Walmart on the Beltway near Bissonnette. From Sky 2, we saw police make the arrest just down the road on West Belfort near the Beltway. And that same bank was robbed on Sunday. Right now, it's not clear if the two crimes are connected.
A new chapter underway for the Houston Astros and its fans. And after that cheating scandal, we know that many of them are ready to turn the page and start afresh.
Yes, that's true. The club introduced their new manager today, Dusty Baker. I think this guy called that a while back. Randy McAvoy joining us now with what Baker had to say, and also really what this means for the team moving forward.
Well, I tell you, it's a good move. They're looking to fill his position. He brings that calm demeanor I think this team's going to need. I mean, balance some of the criticism they're going to receive when the season starts. Dusty Baker back in baseball. Something he told us today he felt wouldn't actually happen again after his stop with the Nationals ended in 2017. This, he said, is another door that's open, and it gives him a chance to win big and hopefully earn a World Series title. He hasn't won one of those in 22 years of managing. Baker arrived in Houston this morning, and this afternoon donned the uniform and cap for the first time, introduced by owner Jim Crane at a news conference inside of Minute Maid Park. This is Baker's 5th stop as a big league skipper and will most certainly be one of his most challenging. He knows he has the talent on this team. Now he's got to be the sounding board and have the players back, as the intense criticism will come their way this season after the sign-stealing scandal. Baker says he's prepared.
Well, it's going to be very, very, very positive. You know, I knew it was going to be challenging when I took the position. But, you know, I've always raised to the challenge, and I know I'm going to do great, and the team's going to do great.
Well, we talked about 3 hours. I thought we were old friends when we got done. So he was very easy to visit with. I know we'll get along well together. But he's a great players manager, and we need some help there right now, and he can step in and do the job.
Yeah, Baker says his biggest challenge on the field is going to be finding a starting pitcher to replace Garrett Cole. Cole, of course, signed with the Yankees in the offseason. Other than that, his immediate priority, he says, is going back home to Sacramento, tying up loose ends, see his son and grandchild, and, as he said, pack for the next 7 months. He's going to be a busy guy. All right, we're on the official countdown to Super Bowl 54. Kansas City and San Francisco square off on Sunday. The Chiefs remain the slight favorite in this game. Should be a good one. Channel 2 sports reporter Ari Alexander hanging out in Miami and South Beach with more. Ari, I'm sure things are starting to pick up there a little bit, right?
Oh, yeah, it's popping, Randy. We got a guy with a banjo and a Superman cape just walked by me, so things are going great out here in South Beach. That Niners-Chiefs game on Sunday is going to be a great one, and one Chiefs legend never got to play in the Super Bowl, but one of the greatest Chiefs players of all time, Dante Hall, Nimitz High, Texas A&M. He's so good, he's got 2 nicknames, the X Factor, the human joystick, but he's a guy that when he was in high school at Nimitz, didn't really think that his career would turn out the way it did.
Make it to college, get a scholarship was number one, and then while in college, just make it to the NFL. I never thought about being the greatest returnman or being the greatest or anything. It was just, I just want to make it. My dream was to make it in the NFL, so I didn't dream big enough in the sense of like, wow, I got 2 nicknames, 2 freaking nicknames in the NFL. I was on David Letterman. I just didn't dream big enough because I didn't know what it all meant, what it entailed being a part of the NFL.
Yeah, Hall's around here for Super Bowl weekend. He thinks the Chiefs are going to win, of course, and I wish I had a cool nickname like the X Factor. As things are picking up here in South Beach, we're going to have more, especially with DeAndre Hopkins coming up later tonight at 6. Reporting live from Miami Beach, Ari Alexander, KPRC, Channel 2 Sports.
All right, Ari, appreciate it. Have fun there at South Beach. Yeah, D-Hop the sound, the Texans wide receiver hanging out there at the Super Bowl.
All right, thank you, Randy.
Got it.
Well, never too early to start thinking about getting the kids a job during the summertime, and one major water park is already putting the help wanted signs out. 1,000 jobs need to be filled there.
Plus, Bill, you're in your home stretch. His last day in the anchor seat is tomorrow. But before that final newscast, we have gathered some familiar faces from the past and present, all with a very special message. We'll be right back.
Homes at Star.
Tomorrow night, we will say goodbye to Bill Biessa and his unrivaled career. But before his final broadcast, Bill's colleagues from the past and present have some very special words for our dear friend.
Good luck, my friend. I would say stay in touch, but I know how these things are. I'll try to stay in touch with you because you're going to be out having a good time in Tahiti or Bora Bora or somewhere fun, I'm sure, with your babies, all of your babies, big and small. Congratulations, good luck, and we'll see you down the road.
You are a true legend in this market. You've really set the standard and really set the bar high, not only here inside of this building with all of us inside of the newsroom, but you've really sent a message to the viewers out there that you're there for them.
Your Marine hood and your community service that really is unmatched. I've never seen someone, talk about Semper Fi, someone who's so dedicated to that part of their life and to those people who shared it with you during those formidable years. I admire that, and I think everyone admires that.
You're such an integral part of this station, and your years of service are such an inspiration to all of us, and it's just been so much fun to get to know you and to get to work with you over the years.
I don't think there's any better broadcaster that I've ever seen in the last 43 years than Bill Baeza, and I'm sorry to see him go, and not just because it means I'm going to be the oldest guy in the room, but because he has been a good friend.
What a legacy you have created, and I am so impressed by all that you have done in your 49-year career in television. I was lucky enough to share 12 of those years sitting side by side with you on the anchor desk, and I always enjoyed our working relationship, our close friendship, because we are friends.
I just want to say that my life is richer for having you in it, for having had the great pleasure of sitting next to you as a journalist for all those years.
Bill, it's been a while since I've been here, but man, you're the guy. You're the guy I watch. And of course, you agreeing to come over to my house every day at 6 o'clock to read the news to the family, that's going to work out great.
It's that day-to-day interaction that I will miss deeply. And of course, that salty tongue and wicked sense of humor that only you, Bill Baeza, can bring. Thank you for being the most amazing TV husband, friend, funny man, and just all-around really cool guy. Love you, B.
Love you too, Dee. So nice to hear from all of my co-anchors over the years.
Yeah.
And we've all gotten to be good friends.
Yes, we have.
I mean, sometimes the news gets in the way of our conversations.
And you know, apart from them, thank all of you who've been sending me voicemails and emails and on social media. I really appreciate it. I've tried to answer everybody I possibly could. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm even getting emails and messages say, please tell Bill. So I think your box is full. Do you still email Craig Roberts every day? You do, don't you?
Oh, we talk all the time. We're good buddies.
So he wasn't kidding. He'll just be there every night. Actually in the house. All right. All right, some weather then. This is just a really cool shot. This is from this morning at the MD Anderson Cancer Center in the Texas Medical Center. It's daybreak. Nice shot, though, huh?
It is nice.
Interesting. Thanks, Jules. In the meantime, pollen count, no real problems. Tree is high, elm and cedar, but individually they're okay, but you start adding it up, it gets a little bit up there, so be careful there. Mold spores in the low range. Southwest Houston right now, 56. East winds at 3. Relatively cool out there. It's going to continue to be in Galveston, 57 with a northeast wind at 9. You can see the flags are flying there at Pleasure Pier. So lots of 50s, and because the cloud cover really is going to lock things in, I don't see these numbers going anywhere very quickly. This is generally what it's going to be like all evening long, right there in the 50s. Dew point temperatures upper 40s. So that's about as low as most of us are going to get overnight. The humidity is certainly in place. So it has that feeling, that damp feeling out there. But I don't think other than a sprinkle we're going to see much, because the upper layers are relatively dry. So anything trying to fall is evaporating before it gets to the ground. There's that east and northeast wind right there. So 7 o'clock, looking for mid-50s, which is where we are. It's maybe some low 50s by 1, 2 in the morning, and then waking up to these upper 40s. Low 40s back out toward Brenham and Columbus. And then highs tomorrow with the sunshine. I think we'll see a lot of it right there in the low 60s. High pressure is really going to build in for the weekend, and that's going to be nice. You can see a few showers well to the northeast, northwest and northeast of us. So we've got a little bit of that going on. This system down here that's been diving from Arizona, that's now just south of, looks like Del Rio. That's going to continue to try to ramp up, but the high pressure is so strong over the area that that's going to keep most of this all to the south. So we could see a little sprinkle as we go into this evening and overnight, but this is 5:30 in the morning, and you can see what's happening here. Everything is staying offshore and continuing right on into the Gulf, and then behind it, this is 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, if not sooner, the sunshine in full force. So here's the bigger picture. There's that low out of here. There's the sun, north wind, so a little cool, but not bad. This high is going to continue to move off to the east, and when it does, we really warm up. Sunday, low 70s, and then mid 70s by Tuesday. So a couple of 3 days of really nice and warm weather. It doesn't last. Wednesday, another front comes through and brings the cold air back on the 5th. So in the meantime, rain, not a lot, maybe a half an inch all told. I don't think we're going to see much tonight. By the time we get to the middle of next week, we could see a quarter of an inch to half an inch, but that's going to be about it. So the clouds are there. Temperatures down through the low 50s, a 10% chance for a sprinkle, a little breezy. That'll continue into the evening. And then tomorrow, high temperatures should make at least the low 60s. 66 by Saturday, goes to 72 for Super Bowl Sunday and Groundhog Day. 30% chance of rain late Monday, 40% Tuesday, and then early Wednesday a 30% chance. But the cool down is a remarkable thing, from 76 to a low of 46 and a high on Wednesday of 54. And then we start to warm up a little bit again for the next weekend. So hard to believe tomorrow is the big final day. I'm telling you what, it's going to be very strange around here.
I'm trying not to think about it.
I know, right? I understand.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Frank. Southwest Airlines is responding to a report that said it failed to prioritize passenger safety. It's a draft of a government audit reviewed by the Wall Street Journal. It found that Southwest pilots flew more than 17 million passengers on planes with, quote, unconfirmed maintenance records over nearly 2 years. In a statement, Southwest Airlines said in part, quote, the success of our business depends on the safety of our operation. Any implication that we would tolerate a relaxing of standards is absolutely unfounded.
One of the Houston area's biggest seasonal employers is looking to fill 1,000 jobs. Typhoon Texas in Katy will open for its 5th season on April 11th. Positions are open in a variety of categories, including entertainment, parking lot attendants, retail, and maintenance. For more information on how to apply, you can head to our website at click2houston.com.
Seems like they were building that just the other day.
I know.
5 years already. We'll be right back.
Stay with us.
New roads.
Hello, I'm Dominique Soxa in the newsroom. Here's what's coming up on Channel 2 News at 6 o'clock today. Tragedy in Dayton. An 8th grader hit by a car and killed riding his bike to school. And we do have an update on the controversial I-45 expansion plan presented by TxDOT. A community meeting is going to get underway on that in just 30 minutes. And Katy now added to the list of cities using license plate readers to crack down on crime. We've got these stories and a lot more at the top of the hour on Channel 2 News at 6. Back to you all.
The ones in Memorial Villages are really paying off.
Yes.
I mean, they're catching people left and right on them.
Yeah.
There you have it.
And they've had them for a while.
Proof is in the pudding. All right, here's a look outside. You can see it's still gray. It's going to continue to be right there in the 57, 8, 9 o'clock, but not bad outdoor dining. You can find a place with a big heater. It's going to be on the chilly side, that is for sure. So watch out for that. In the meantime, a nice weekend ahead.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Look forward to it.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thanks for joining us. Nightly News is next.
And we'll see you again at 6 o'clock.